Hello everybody, welcome to today's video. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you how I make my whipped tallow. Me and my family, we love this tallow. I've been making it now for about 2 years. It's one of my biggest sellers, the skincare products that I make. So I will show y'all what you'll need first. So to make this tallow, you're going to need a glass bowl. A lot of people use a stand mixer. I'm going to be hand mixing it today, so I'm just going to use this glass bowl. And then you're going to need something obviously to put it in once it's whipped. I'm going to be using a 4-ounce mason jar today. In the past, I've used these 8-ounce amber glass jars, and then this is a 3-ounce amber glass jars. I actually got these from Hobby Lobby the other day. I think 2 of these were 3 something for 2, and then these were sold individual, which were like $1 and something. So I'll be using that. You're going to also need, for as ingredients, you're going to need your beef tallow, which I've already melted down. You're going to need jojoba oil, and then I'm going to be using vanilla essential oil today. So whatever essential oil you want to use, you'll need that, or you can do unscented, whichever one you want to do. So we'll start off with, I got my tallow melted, so I'm going to pour it in here. Just get that in here. And then I'm going to pour my jojoba oil in here. And I'll mix that first. Mix the jojoba oil and the tallow together. You can use a lot of different essential oils. I've used lavender before. I've used peppermint. I've used sweet orange. And sometimes I do 2 different kinds of essential oils in mine. But today I'm just going to be doing vanilla. So I'll mix that together. And then I'll go ahead. I've already got my vanilla. So I'll pour that in here. And I do about 50 drops of any kind of essential oil I do. I do about 50 drops of it. So I'll mix that up. And just make sure you mix it up really, really good. Mix that up. Yeah. And also too, since I used jojoba oil today, you can use other carrier oils like sweet almond oil, avocado oil. I've used olive oil. You can just mix it up, whatever you prefer. And you can also use vitamin E in it if you want to. So now that it's mixed up, I'm going to take it and put it in the refrigerator for about an hour, or you can leave it on your counter and let it come to room temperature. It just has to get hardened before. So I'm going to go put this in the refrigerator for about an hour, and then I'll be back to show you the rest of the process. Hey y'all, I'm back. This tallow has sat in the refrigerator for about an hour. As you can see, I've stuck my finger in there. That's how I do it. My hands are clean. Just to see if it's hard enough to start whipping. So now once it's like this, you can start whipping it. So I'm going to turn my mixer on and start whipping it. As it whips, it gets airier, so the texture will get lighter. It gets more air in there. And this will take about 5 minutes for me to whip. This will take about 5 minutes for me to whip, so I will come back once it's all whipped. Okay, everybody, it's now whipped up. So this is about the consistency I like mine. I know different people like theirs differently, but this is how I do mine. So when I'm going to start drawing it up, of course, this is probably going to get really messy because it's just always messy. It's a little thicker, so it don't take. And this is a 4-ounce mason jar, so it don't take like a. I don't usually put that much. I'm going to take this paper towel and just wrap around the rim of it because I probably actually overfilled it because I don't usually fill it this much. I should have got more paper towels, but I didn't. So I'll have to get more paper towels and wipe this off. But yeah, this is the consistency of it. And that's how I just take the jar and kind of beat it down. Overfill this one a little bit, so I'll probably actually take some out of it. in just a second. But yeah, that's how the consistency of it is. And then I'll just take go ahead and take some out of it while I'm thinking of it. Because like I said, it is a mess. A lot of people pop it, and I don't pop them. I don't pop it in mine, so they'll pop it in their jars. But yeah, that's the consistency. And then I'll just take and put my lid on it, and I'll let mine sit for about a day or so, because it kind of gets a little thicker as it sits. And then, of course, for after, I put it also in a cool, dry place, especially in the summertime, because it will melt. And when it melts, it gets really grainy. We had some the other day that I had took to the market, and I kept it out in the heat all day. And when I brought it back home, it melted and it was like really grainy. So I had to whip it back up. But I would just take them and just put them in a cool, dry place. Um, After you get done mixing it. And like I said, I let mine sit for a day. So you don't have to. You can use it right after. But that's just what I do with mine. Like this one is one that's been sitting for about 2 days. It's lavender. That's the consistency of that one. So I just let it sit. And it's very greasy at first. Very, very greasy at first. But once it sits, it gets less greasy. So other than that, I can tell y'all the benefits of tallow. I will be looking at my phone because I want to make sure I don't miss nothing. So the benefits of whipped tallow, it's deeply moisturizing. It's rich in fatty acids that help soften and nourish your dry skin, can help lock in moisture for long-lasting hydration. It contains skin-friendly nutrients, naturally contains vitamin A, D, E, and K, which supports healthy-looking skin. Simple natural ingredients. Many whipped tallow products contain only a few ingredients, making them appealing to people looking for a more natural skincare routine. Like mine only has beef tallow, jojoba oil, and then if I use essential oil, it has essential oil, and if I don't, it just has 2 ingredients. It's also gentle on sensitive skin. Some people with drier sensitive skin find tallow-based products soothing because they are free from any common additive and fragrances. I have eczema, and I will use my unscented tallow for that. And then my sister has eczema, and she uses it too. So it's been really good on our skin for that. It also creates a protective barrier, helps protect the skin from dryness and environmental stressors by sealing in moisture. It's versatile, can be used on hands, feet, elbows, knees, cuticles, and other dry areas. Some people use it all over their body as an all over body moisturizer. My mom, when she takes a shower and she gets out of the shower, she literally puts it all over her body. It also, of course, the whipping texture. The whipping makes tallow lighter, fluffy, and easier to spread than traditional tallow balm. Because with this recipe that I make, I can actually make a tallow balm, which what I would do with the tallow balm, instead of putting it, once I put it, I wouldn't put it in the refrigerator. I would just let it sit on the counter. And then it would get, no, actually, I wouldn't actually. I messed up on that. What I would do with the tallow balm is I would just put my beef tallow, my jojoba oil in there, and then I would just go directly while it's still hot and pour it into the jars, and it would harden up. And that's the tallow balm. But that's just some of the benefits of beef tallow. Also, too, like a few years ago, we had a pool, and me and my mom had went out there. We were swimming, and she had a little floaty that she was laying on. And well, it's been about 2 years ago now. Yeah, so 4th of July was 2 years ago. And we were out there for about like 3 hours, and she was laying on the floaty, and I kept on telling her, I said, it's very hot out here. You're going to be burnt. And when she got out of the pool, she was obviously sunburnt. She had like a 2nd-degree burn, and she used some medication, like prescription medication, some aloe. None of it would help. So I had some whipped tallow that I had made that was unscented, and she put that on there, and she said it healed it up wonderful. So it's very good for sunburn, and there was no scarring, even though there should have been. So it was very, very good. So that's just that's our personal experience with tallow. I use tallow some. I don't use it a lot, but my mom uses it basically every time she gets a bath. So she uses it multiple times a week. But other than that, that is all I have for y'all today. If you have any more questions about tallow, just put them in the comments below. Also, I will say with this recipe, I forgot that I didn't add. I do 1 cup of tallow, and then 1/4 cup of jojoba oil, and then about 50 drops of whatever essential oil I'm going to be using. So that's the full recipe. And that I forgot I had mentioned that. So that's the recipe. And if you have any more questions, I said just drop in the comments below, and I will see y'all in the next video.